Hey, folks, good afternoon. Welcome to Wednesday. Our market SITREP here about an hour and a half away from the Fed decision, and the market is just literally sitting here in a holding pattern. Dow's up a point, down a point, just waiting for Godot right now. A lot to cover, but it really doesn't matter. Apple earnings after the close, a lot of big GE surprise beat, a lot of earnings going on, but nobody really cares. But this is kind of a big deal. The Chile canceled the APEC summit. So President Trump and Xi were supposed to meet down there in Chile and sign this phase one agreement, and they just canceled it. So just saw a statement, I think, from the White House saying they're trying to reschedule or find a different place. So that can't be bullish. I mean, I wondered how long it was going to take for Chile to cancel this. They've had these horrible protests down there. Really, I mean, Hong Kong, Chile, you name the place, it seems like around the world, everything's coming unglued. So that can't be super bullish, right? We kind of had this big pop recently in the overall market based on, hey, we're going to sign this phase one down in Chile. Pop. And it's not actually going to happen. And as I've been reporting, we're really not. There's not a lot of good in it yet. We're getting a little bit of the Goldilocks reports, like there's some good stuff in there. We're working on some of the other stuff, and the main stuff that they're allegedly really working on are all the big sticking points. So, and great article on Zero Hedge today. U.S.-China relations in the years ahead. The trade war is a sideshow. I've been telling you this for years. This Chinese admiral back in January, kind of laughed when he was questioned at a summit. He's like, trade war, could care less about a trade war. This is about a real war. This is about our strategic dominance, not only in Asia, but around the world, and supplanting the United States as a superpower. So this is, you got to keep your eye on what's really going on. The Hong Kong issue, and I don't know, saw a report the other day, big international 500-pound head guy said within 10 years, China is going to move to take back Taiwan. I'd say the next 5, right? I'd say within the next 5 years, China tries to take back Taiwan. We have a defense of Taiwan agreement or an understanding. Doesn't necessarily say we're going to jump right in the middle, but we'd be very, very, very angry. So really have to keep our eye on what the bigger picture is here. And don't forget, China has said, hey, we're not signing anything until you get rid of all tariffs, not like recent tariffs, but all of them. So I'm a seller of this. I don't believe even if or when we get a trade deal, it's going to be worth the paper it's written on. But, you have to trade the market you have, not the one you want. So the president talked this market up the other Monday, right? Monday, we sold into it. I sold the hell out of this a nice one-day trade that made about $3,900. And then I have a bear call spread that expires this afternoon, the 30.50, 30.55. That's currently up about $2,400, $4,400, 44% since Monday. So great looking trades here at Top Gun Options. Then we have our volatility hedges on, right? These things are red right now, obviously, because volatility is, I have a 20, 19.5 bull put spread, and we're just underneath 20. I don't see how we don't sell on the news. I mean, we're kind of sitting here paralyzed, and we got a GD. What was it? That's right. It was Q3 GDP was a big beat as the consumer is strong. So good GDP print. So why is the Fed going to cut today, right? We got a great GDP print. Jobs are good. Earnings have been okay to good. Why is the Fed going to cut? So that's the danger today, is that the Fed announces a cut and it's one and done. So I think that's what's going to happen today. I think we get a quarter point and then he's just going to go away and be quiet, which would actually be fantastic. I think the market needs to stand on its own right now because the Fed really is starting to lose its potency. Consumers and businesses aren't responding as forcefully to their cuts as they used to. That ain't a bullish headline. As stocks hover near highs, past pullbacks worry investors. So this is very, very interesting. We have a lot of potential bad out there, and the market's just hovering up here. So we are at record highs. So Fed meeting, implosion with a cut. Fed meeting, implosion with a cut. Fed meeting, explosion with a cut. Nah, I don't think that's that's gonna happen here. So really nothing else going on. Literally, I'm sitting on my hands. We're gonna do accelerated retirement coming up here at top of the hour at 1 o'clock. We're gonna talk through some things, but no new positions. We have a great look in November 1st. Expires Friday. Look at this one, up $3,500. This is a bear call spread on the XLY. 86% profit, $3,500 in that trade. Another good bearish trade here on CSX, right? This one's up 85% or $3,000. CSX was our transport pick, but with everything that's going on in Washington, there ain't no way on God's green earth, at least before the election, we're getting anything done with infrastructure. So I sold a bear call spread right there into that pop, and it's pulling back here. I don't even want to get started about what's going on politically. That lieutenant colonel testifying yesterday was an absolute disgrace to the United States military. That man does not report to Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, or Congress. He has a chain of command, right? He reports to the officers appointed above him and the commander in chief. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I love, all these Democrats like, oh, you can't. He's got a Purple Heart and all sorts of other stuff. He's a hero. Okay, so you hated Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North because he tried to free Americans who were going to get killed, but you love this guy because he's saying something bad about Trump. Do me a favor and go on the Top Gun Options Facebook page and go read my post on this. This is not how the military is supposed to work. Some lieutenant colonel, some lowly lieutenant colonel on a phone call didn't like what the president said. Are you shitting me? That is not how the military works, ladies and gentlemen. This is an incredibly bad and awful precedent to have some guy, and apparently he was the one who told the whistleblower stuff. A lieutenant colonel didn't like what the president said. Are you shitting me? And this is a big deal. Could you imagine if I ran to Congress every time I heard my commander-in-chief, Bill Clinton or Barack Hussein Obama, say something I didn't like or I thought was wrong? Are we retarded? Have we lost our minds? That guy should be court-martialed. He should have walked in that room and said, I report to commander-in-chief, and if you have any questions, you can go talk to him. He absolutely destroyed 250-ish years of military procedure. The man, in my mind, the man's a traitor and should be held accountable under Uniform Code of Military Justice. This is not how things work in our country and in the military. But anyway, so yeah, do me a favor. Yeah, this is getting a lot of comments on it. And go to my Facebook page, Matthew Buckley, and go read all the comments here. 49 comments. Some of these guys are MiG killers, a couple former POWs from Vietnam. See what they have to say. Not just me going off on it. It's ridiculous. But anyway, all right. We are in Fed hold. I'll see many of you in about 30 minutes in accelerated retirement. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. We're going to digest what happened with the Fed, and then tomorrow afternoon we'll do our Thursday weekly debrief at 1 o'clock. At 10 a.m. We moved Tuesdays and Thursdays to 10 a.m. Okay? Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll talk to you guys.